Hello everybody, I'm back. Yeah. Well, this upcoming weekend we have a few good fights that are worth talking about. Well, the first one is in the heavyweight division between Michael Hunter and Sergey Koosman. This is a very good, I'd say, a B-class fight, let's call it, since neither is yet a really big star or a champion, but both guys I think are pretty good fighters, and yeah, so let's see the record. Koosman is undefeated at 15-0, was it not? While Michael Hunter has one loss only, and that was to Alexander Usyk at cruiserweight. But since then he has beaten Alexander Ustinov, stopped him, and then he beat also Martin Bakola by stoppage, and yeah. So he's a rather promising fighter. He's not a big heavyweight. He's only 6'2" and doesn't have such a big reach either. While Sergey Koosman he's got 15 wins with 11 KOs, and he's 6'4" with a 70. He has actually a smaller reach despite being taller, which I don't know, but for some reason it's typical for East European fighters to have a smaller reach, than they should normally. But anyway, the best victory on Koosman's record was a kind of a fluke win over David Price after Price got injured, and that was in last September. He's also beaten a few decent guys like Jeremiah Carpensy, Malcolm Tan, Joey Daleko, yeah, but nobody really good. And Hunter is also a hard hitter. He's got 12 KOs and 70 wins. Well, I think this will be a really good competitive fight, but I expect Hunter to win by a late technical knockout somewhere in the 10th round. That's my prediction. Yeah, and then we go next to the lightweight fight between Devin Haney and Zaur Abdullayev. Yeah, this is a really good matchup, even better perhaps than the first one, and because both guys are on the way up, and even though Haney is a champion, well, he holds the WBA title and a couple of minor titles. He's a really promising, this guy Haney, but he's undefeated, 22-0, 14 KOs. While Abdullah is also undefeated, but he has less fights, only 11, and he has won 7 by knockout. And he's defeated Henry Lundy, for instance, on points. That's the best win of Abdullah so far. I think this fight will go the distance, most likely, but since it's in USA, it may be a little bit difficult for Abdullah to get a decision, so he will have to really dominate the fight, score a knockdown also perhaps. So I think most likely outcome is that Haney wins on points. Yes, that's all about that one. And now a really good fight between Jose Pedraza and Jose Zepeda. Two Joses. And it's a fight for it's not a title fight actually. Zepeda, he lost his WBO lightweight title to Vasily Lomachenko, but he didn't really embarrass himself. He did give Lomachenko one of his toughest fights really since he became a world champion for the first time. And this guy, of course, he was only stopped by, he also just the only other guy who beat him is Gervonta Davis, who stopped him in 7 rounds. That was a while back. I think Pedraza has learned quite a lot from that loss. While you got Zepeda, he's a little bit difficult to pin down, because his 2 losses, he has 2. One of them came in a close majority decision against a guy who is undefeated, Jose Carlos Ramirez, another very promising, who just recently also stopped Maurice Hooker. And the other loss came in an injury against Terry Flanagan. So yeah, it's a little bit, this one gave me a little bit of a headache, it wasn't really easy to pick this one, predict it, but I still lean a little bit towards Jose Pedraza, because he's only been beaten by really big stars, really amazing 2 fighters, one of the best today. I mean, come on. That's a fact. So yeah, and he didn't really look that bad even against Gervonta, because he had some moments, he won a couple rounds at least, but then he was just taken down by that destroyer. So I still think Pedraza will win on points. Yeah, whether it will be unanimous majority or split, it can go either way. Alright, then we have come to the main fight. Well, one of the main fights really. The last one, Tyson Fury versus Otto Valen. And yeah, this is a quite intriguing fight as well, because you got 2 guys, both are undefeated, and but only Fury has been really proven so far as a quality fighter, while Valen hasn't really been tested yet. And it's a rather even fight on physical terms, and that's a good thing, because Valen is well, he's not as big as Fury, but he's still a big guy, 6'6", I think, and he also can punch, perhaps not the biggest puncher out there, but he's beaten, he won the European title, last year against Adrian Granat, and yeah, so, but he hasn't really been tested yet, that's the problem, while Fury, has, of course, has been tested against the best, I mean some of the best in the game. So I just can't do anything but say that I think Tyson Fury wins, but it's a little bit hard to predict. I'm a little bit torn between a late stoppage or a decision for Tyson Fury. But either way, I think it's the most likely thing to expect. I mean, he looks good against Tom Schwartz, and of course Tom Schwartz is no Deontay Wilder or Andy Ruiz Jr., but still he's not totally crap. So it shows that he's just improved more or less. Fury, he hasn't deteriorated. Yeah, so but I don't know if he hits hard enough to stop Valen. I don't know really. And his other knockout victories as heavyweight has been, as a elite fighter over the smaller Steve Cunningham, and yeah, he hasn't really had that many in serious fights, so that's why I kind of lean more towards Fury winning on points, because I heard that Valen is good. I haven't really seen him fight yet, but I will now. Yeah, so that was all for this time. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.